China's President Xi Jingping meets Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin. It's Xi Jinping's first foreign trip as president. The fact he chose to come to Russia is no surprise to some. Trade between the two countries topped $88 billion in 2012 and is expected to grow to $200 billion by 2020. Russia already sells energy to China and is looking to supply more. But ties between the two countries run much deeper. This is Heihe, in North China's Heilongjiang province, a city of around 1.7 million people. Almost everywhere you look, you can see signs of Russian influence. Whether downtown during a Chinese festival, on the street, reflected in the architecture, the shops, street signs, and even in the art gallery, where Russians may recognise a few familiar faces. Heihe is one place benefiting from increasingly close ties between Beijing and Moscow, and that's partly because this city's already close to Russia in more ways than one. We are standing now literally on the northern tip of China. What you see behind me is Heilongjiang River, and if it wasn't for some fences and security guards, I could just walk across there and it would take about 15 minutes to get into the Russian Federation. Walking on water is not a problem when the outside temperature is minus 30 degrees Celsius. But most Russians that come here prefer to drive. And many of them drive here. This is an indoor market designed with Russians in mind. And just like Russia, it's also very big.
We're singing
This market literally sells everything under the sun, and a good illustration of that is this shop here. I mean, just by the entrance you've got some telescopes, and turning around you have some Russian products. You've got your alcohol on the shelf here, you have some Russian dolls, you've got your Russian chocolate just down here, and if you have a spare 10,000 renminbi, you can also pick up a moose's head. Russian student Gerner studies across the river in the Russian city Blagoveshchensk. He says this place is well known back home.
From Moscow, people came to Blagoveshchensk and traveled to China, to Heihe.
Why?
Because this is a good place. There's many places to relax.
For example,
sauna, clubs, different restaurants, and of course prices.
Russians say products sold here are 4 to 5 times cheaper than back home, so it's possible for them to save a fortune.
I like China and shopping Adidas and baby dress.
So the price is cheaper in China?
Yes, cheaper. Yes, very big cheaper in China.
It's easy for local Russians to come here because they don't need a visa. And many of the shopkeepers speak fluent Russian, like Masha, who studied the language for 7 years.
Меня зовут Маша. Я здесь работаю уже 3 года. Я плата шапка, перчатки и шарф. Но если перчатки, 300 рублей шерсти. Если у меня шапка, можно 5 тысяч, 4 тысячи, разные цены. Русские грифаны очень много. Каждый год очень много. Разные. Очень много. Не как штука говорите. Ну, примерно 100 штук, да, так. Еще у меня так, тоже продать лучше. Да. Это налоговые, самые лучшие шапка. Русский человек очень понравится. Так.
And shopkeepers here say business is good. Guan Jiaohui's been selling Russian goods here for 10 years. She says she can make over $8,000 profit per year, far higher than the local average.
这个边贸怎么说呢？对黑河就是影响挺大。你要3年前来，就是我们这黑河市不是这样事儿的，就是通过绿化了各方面，对，就是俄罗斯人进驻黑河之后，就是经济效益有一大改观，最起码车上打车的人多了，完了在这住店、洗浴这方面都很，这是一条龙服务，对我们黑河都有好处。
The market's run by the local government. Wu Bo is Vice Deputy of the Commerce Department.
整个我们那个后贸区这个管理这块也出台了一些相应的管理办法。
We promote policies that guarantee Russian shoppers equal treatment. Every item here has a bilingual label with a clear price. There may be some crime, but the departments of commerce and public security are fighting it. The market's business model is becoming more like a supermarket where items are paid for collectively. I think the market's very Russian-oriented. For example, in the clothes section on the second floor, even if a Chinese person really likes a particular piece of clothing, they won't necessarily buy it because all the clothes are designed for the Russian figure.
Wu Bo says Heihe City trades between $600 and $800 million worth of goods and services with Russia each year. And he says it's now the top machinery and truck exporter in China's Heilongjiang province, an achievement helped by development in Russia's own Far East. Trade and cooperation across this river is a microcosm of the relationship between the two countries on an international scale. And as both sides made clear during Xi Jinping's visit to Moscow, it's a partnership that looks set to see many more deals signed in the future.
Я спросил у ясеня, где моя любимая? Ясень не ответил мне, качая головой. Я спросил у тополя, где моя любимая? Тополь забросал меня осенней